finally we are streaming LOTRO. I know I go live on time if my medication alarm goes off. So, thank you to the couple of you who are already in the chat room. Right, I'm a bit out of sync because I've done 2 videos today already to upload to YouTube, and I feel a bit out of rhythm. Anyway, okay, so finally we get back to Lore-Master Ayrthir in Evendim. We made it to High King's Crossing, and I purposely did not pick up quests last time so that we had a nice clean slate and didn't have to remind ourselves of the quests we picked up at the end of the last LOTRO stream. So, hi Mel, thanks for popping in. One thing I accidentally made harder for myself for this stream was, while recording my Warden video, I rearranged my UI to put abilities around the AWSD keys that I will use quite frequently. So Burning Embers in this case, and Wizard's Fire and Gust of Wind, for example. And so this is not now 1 to equals along the bottom here. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that would do it automatically for all of my characters. So I have killed a few things pre-stream, but I expect to get my fingers all tied up in today's stream. So hey, we can all have a laugh at that, shall we? Yeah, Mel, I forget where the things are different between the Old Republic and LOTRO. So in the Old Republic, every character you have to set up the UI for, and that annoys me there because I have to purposely make each character the same setup as everyone else's, so I know the bars are in the same place and abilities are the same keys, for example, or at least the slot on the quick bar has the same key attached to it. And then when it happens like that in LOTRO, I'm like, no, I wasn't expecting that. So yes, we could have some fun here. Cool. Let us pick up some quests, shall we? Because we won't get very far without those. And do you know what? I've still got this cold. I think it's about month 3 now. Yay. Repairing the catapult. Oh yay.
Take a moment of your time.
We should be able to get on top of, well, we can get on top of High King's Crossing now, but it'd be nice to do it at the right time. On the bluff above us is a catapult that Angmar brought along its way to the city. We managed to damage it enough that they left it behind, and now we intend to repair it and use it ourselves. It certainly won't reach Numinas, but that is not our goal. We wish to use it to fling ropes over the Colossus. That will allow us to climb and begin repairing the areas we cannot currently reach. Search the debris scattered along the banks of the river, and see if you can find the following supplies. Several bundles of rope, some pieces of driftwood, a few small flywheels, and a couple of pouches of oil. Once you have found them, bring to Cuthair, I think it's DH, isn't it? At the catapult on the bluff just to the south of here. Yes, okay. Oh look, we get to go back to our Barandalf, which we've already had 2 visits to.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I will actually not read that one because that's just a case of go and introduce yourselves at Tinnudir, so I will remove that. I currently don't really mind grey quests, and if there's some grey mobs, I won't argue with it. It gives me a chance to not mess up too much with my new key bindings.
Stay a moment.
The advantage to this unexpected thing happening to me is that I should now attempt to move some of these healing abilities. Not all these are heals. That one is a heal. That's a knowledge ability. Share the power. I should move these up to here so that my healing abilities for my creature are all together. And that makes this middle row here ability 1 to equals. So I've moved that row up effectively. So yes, okay, here we go. My research shows that Barandalf was the north port of my ancestors on the shipping lane down at Barandalf. I do not know what the tomb robbers could be interested in there. There should not be much of value left there, but if they are interested, then I am interested. What do they know that we do not? Your earlier work has served us well. My scouts tell me that two of the more prominent robbers have emerged from the ruins and are leading digs themselves. They are the key to understanding the tomb robbers' interest in Barandalf. Return to the ruins and collect the orders of two particular brigands, Atwood and Oaks. These orders will be the clue we need to solve this mystery. Yes, and now on a non-hunt we have to find named mobs. Now if I remember right, those named mobs move around, so we'll have fun probably ticking off some of the Tomb Robber Slayer while we're at it, trying to find the ones that have names. Dearie me. A quick hi to the extra people who have popped in the room. 3 people since I last looked? Yeah. So, as it's taken me ages to get into the rhythm of streaming LOTRO, again, various reasons for that, this is going to be quite chilled. I'll go as steady as I can get away with. And hi Darth Exhausted. Thanks for popping in. I know I owe you a DM on Twitter. I'll get to that later. Right, there is not a Lurker Slayer in this region. And I don't need to pick up any metal that is not gold or platinum, I think is the next one up. Yeah, thanks to that, Darth Exhausted, that's really appreciated. I attempted earlier to play LOTRO while uploading several gigabytes to YouTube. Yeah, that didn't work. Ended up with like a 1.5 seconds latency ping between myself and the server. I was like, there's no way I can deal with this. Right, okay. So skirting around the lurkers, we are 7 levels over. I'm pretty sure there was something else I meant to do on this character. Oh yes, at some point I need to craft another set of gear, but I'll do it after the stream because I'm in gear that at least equals the mob's value, so I will be fine. Gold, yes. Not gold mob, there you go, that's the closest you'll get to that one in this one, Mel. So, well actually no, technically signatures are arrayed in gold, I suppose. Right, now then, before I go over to the tomb robbers, we need to find these bits of floating whatsits, don't we? So, what is attacking me? Oh no, nothing's attacking me, my cat is attacking something. I did strike gold! Or nods. Where there's a will for gold mobs, there is imagination and inventiveness. Oh yes. Right, so, the things you want to do, because it's been a couple of weeks I think since I've been in Evendim, so because these Limraffen are a pain. Oh, that's one again. I've got to get my quick bars right. Limraffen are all over the map. It's actually easier to pick those up than to try and go Limraffen hunting. Now then, I used up all my good typing at work. I just hope I haven't used up all my good commentary on my YouTubing. We'll soon find out. This fight, is this like 5% extra? 8%? I'm just going to go back to his normal necklace because I think he looks silly trying to do a half jog. There we go. Right. So this is to help. Yes, this is repairing the catapult. Anything else up here? Yes, there should be. Yes, there's a shiny. Cool, so that's another piece of rope. Oh, for anyone who uses the Pets plugin, that has now been updated. So you've got in the Pets plugin now the new Snowy Owl from Yule Festival, and if you picked one up, which I didn't on this character, the Gourd Lurker from the Fall Festival is now also available. I had kept sort of abreast of the chat around that plugin, and it was taking people ages to get all the IDs sorted. So if you use plugin compendium, get that updated if you can. So we still want rope driftwood. I think the flywheels are over the water somewhere. Yes. Let's go a little bit quicker than we are doing it this way. I'll put floaty names on because I'm not always very good at spotting things in the daylight. Oh no, there's a flywheel here. What did I... Maybe I've always missed that one then. There's some that are over the water just further down the beach. Driftwood. We only need one more driftwood. Oil pouches. Same. The only time I turn on floating names is on concerts or events. Oh my life, you wouldn't want those on at concerts or events because you wouldn't be able to see the characters for the number of names. I mean, having the floating names on can affect your FPS if that matters to you. At my spec of computer it does. Yeah, good kitty. Right. Trying to think other plugins were updated as well. Titan Bar had an update, which I don't think I particularly benefited from, or rather I didn't notice the benefit. But that's definitely been updated. There were 3 or 4 plugins of mine. I only use about 5 or 6 that are updated, so do check your plugin compendium for updates. It would cause a lot of lag, yeah, and you've got to be careful with concerts that your own lag doesn't cause. Yay, let's go swimming. Doesn't cause other people to have a lesser experience either. I know people say make sure you put your graphics down on really big events, so that you're not putting more load on the server than is strictly necessary. Was it Weatherstock? Which I haven't still not managed to make it to. I think they were saying on Twitter, please put all your graphics down, turn this lot off, and then we should all have an okay experience. Weatherstock. Oh, it was Weatherstock. I thought so. I just wasn't quite sure. Oh, whoopee shades. One thing that's happened I've done in LOTRO settings since I was last streaming LOTRO is I've been using the filter system to get rid of certain sounds that freak me out. So, I will grab this one as it's right here, because around what I would call classic dead areas, there is a whole bunch. Oh, ruby shard, good reason to do it. If I go into my filters here, heavy iron collar from Ered Lewin and polished pendant from Lowlands. In the sounds, I have filtered anything that has the word horror in it, because I don't like some of the really weird screamy sounds. On the negative side of that is when we end up in areas where you would expect those sounds to be, it's deathly quiet and I can't work out what's freakier. But that's just me. 2 words, bubble pipe. How much does that cause lag? People like to show off their bubble pipes, and I really wish they wouldn't. Oh, how rude. I've gone away from the beach and I really, really shouldn't have. Let me pick this up and then I'll go back down, because I need to go back down to the... Well, not the beach, there isn't a beach on this side, I don't think. Well, a little strip of it. I'm looking for... What does it think there is down here? Ah, there's something that's shining. Hi, Lieber! Good to see you. Sorry there's been disruption in my LOTRO streams. I know my Old Republic stream is totally an inhumane hour for you to attend, so I wouldn't expect you to be there. It doesn't cause lag, but it does interfere with the people's. Yes, it. Well, especially the only thing you could do, Mel, is turn on the filter recording system and filter out at least the sound that they make. So you have to, with the sound recorder, press record. It'll then, like, if I do this, it picks up various things. You might find people using the bubble pipe. You can find what it's called. So I know these two, owl and flap, relate to the owl pet here. So that's one. Did that as soon as you could. Don't blame you. It's amazing. It's like you get to people that are social events, and all people want to do is show off their gear and their social abilities, like the bubble pipe. We might have to go back over the water. Whereas when I get to events, I get my characters as dressed down as I possibly could to attract as little attention as possible, because it's, for me, the character's there to relax and enjoy, not to draw attention to themselves. I'm not sure Force Choke is lore appropriate in Lord of the Rings. Maybe go for a... What have we got? There's a stun ability somewhere in here. Where's my stun ability? It's like a Bane Flame. There you go. Bane Flame. Maybe you could try that. That's slightly more lore appropriate than Force Choke. Off you go, kitty cat. I'm too far away yet, so... No, I was trying to hit the key I've got for default Gambit. So what happens when I play two classes in one day? I had the same the other day when I was playing the Old Republic, because I had started with one of my healer characters, and then I joined a group thing playing my shadow, and it was just like I couldn't get my fingers to work out where the abilities were. You got different combinations. What's left in this then? What do we need? Catapult. 1 bundle of rope, 1 flywheel, and 1 oil pouch. That looks like a bundle of rope to me, but is that one I've already picked up? Yes. There's... Oh. Oh, there was one over the water. I'm just being silly. Sorry, unobservant. Doses off! Sorry, I can't keep you awake, Lieber, but it's nice to see you around. Oh, I'm just going to change my own screen setting now that it's gone more dark here. I've changed my own monitor so that when it gets dark in real life, in the room, as most normal people would say, that I don't wear my eyes out more than I really have to. Where is this? Which bit? Up here somewhere. Would a catapult built by hobbits be a kitten pult? Kitty pult. Kitty pult. Splish. Launch it into the brandy wine. You can come back when you've got some fish. Ah, there's a bundle of rope. No! Q, not 1. Cat got there before me. I think I'm going to be saved by the saved by the lynx. It sounds like some really, really, really bad movie. Multiple times today, because I'm not in rhythm yet. Ah, there's another item to retrieve from here. Oh, I'm trying to stay awake. We can't seem to get a good night's sleep currently. Whereas I'm managing to just about get some unconscious time, but that doesn't equate to good quality sleep, which might be my main reason I've got high blood pressure, actually. Hey, there's no need for that. Just because you're dead doesn't mean it's my fault. Yep, I was indeed saved by the Lynx. And no, not the antiperspirant. Right. I keep forgetting what I'm here for. Oh, I'm streaming. Wait. I'm looking for either... Have I got floaty names on? Yes, now. A piece of a flywheel or an oil pouch. I think the oil pouches are absolutely minute. And I don't have a newt pet. Small flywheel. There it is. Keep waking up. Ugh. Things that can cause completely waking up is not getting too much, or having too much screen time just before bed. Too much light in the room. Or, in my case, being really sensitive to sound, not sleeping deeply enough. So I've allowed myself some caffeine before stream because I'm not going to get dinner until after stream due to wife's working patterns. Unfortunately, sleep is something that's particular to every different person, so finding the solution is just hit and miss, really. High blood pressure is scary, especially when they can't work out the reason. So I'm going to go back to having a... thought that was one of the pouches. No, it's just a frog. Having a blood pressure monitor, which is waiting for me to pick up at the doctor's, which I need to remember to tell my wife about. One of the items should be further down this beach. They know it's not a cholesterol problem. I reduced my caffeine by more than half, and that didn't make any difference. Not that I'm going to double it back up again just because I've got an excuse to. Come on, where is this last piece? Somewhere around here. I thought I'd turn floaty names on. Right, they're off again. Oh my life. Come on, FJ, get your fingers in gear. Right. Somewhere around here is my last tiny little pouch. Oh my life. Yeah, if that might be one of the that might be close to actually like the quote of the stream. Just don't blame me. They'll have to work as a team, but round by round rules, the player voted the weak. Gitrion. The weakest Lynx. Oh, that's great. Oh, brilliant. Right, where is this tiny pouch of oil? In a plot twist, instead of the pouch of oil, he found a pouch of pipeweed. Tune in 3 weeks' time when he wakes up. It's supposed to be here somewhere. This is the most annoying bit of this, is the little pouches, because they're tiny, and the floaty names don't kick in until you're pretty much on top of the thing. One of the items could be over on Barter Vendor, but I'll get ambushed. So I was trying to find it here. Oh, let's go to Barter Vendor and hope that we can find the pouch over the water then instead. Need to doze off, so I have DVD player running, but that's a regular occurrence for years. It's the weather. Yeah, I don't really know much about your weather, but I know if it's too muggy here, so not warm, but if it's too yay, patch of oil. If it's too muggy, what's the right word? Can't remember now. Where the weather's sort of too close and humid. That's the word I'm trying to find. Then my sleep really does struggle. Wait, I found one of the named mobs a second ago, and now I've lost him again. I wonder if I can get to him. I will catch up on chat in a minute. I just need to make sure I don't lose this named mob, because as a non-hunter, named ones are somewhat harder to find. And every dot is red. Right, get that one there, please. Trying to actually strike him with lightning, but the cat was faster than lightning. But it's votes that count, so Boromir, with 3 arrows in your chest, you are the weakest links. Goodbye. But I served faithfully. I didn't want the collar, ring. Yes, I could put floating names back on. Unfortunately, to save my eyes, I have to not have my screen too bright. See, they give you a ring here for where your named mob is, but they don't actually inform you that said named mob could be anywhere pretty much on this beach. And in fact, I don't think I've seen this other named mob on the bottom of the beach. So I kind of have to look on the mini-map and hope. Ah! There he is! Yes, you see, he wanders around this ruin. I say wander, he looks like he's trying to skulk. Right, we're gonna have to... Oh, pants, I just selected the wrong... Yes, I think I've just got myself into a spot of bother here, but we can work through this. Hopefully. I did say hopefully I wouldn't die, I didn't say I wouldn't die, I'd like to point out. We've been having daytime temperatures over 30 degrees. No, that's right, 30 degrees is not conducive to sleep. No, I'm not surprised if your sleep's disrupted. Ah, keep doing the healing thing instead of the damage thing. There we go. So now we can beggar off away from Barad Thazir, because I'm not doing the Tomb Robber Slayer deed on stream, because that's just harsh. I mean, it's hard to, if the atmospheric temperature... Oh look, we completed a deed. Tomb Warden. Not exactly a title I particularly want to have, thank you. 180 Tomb Robbers. Yeah, no. Not right now, anyway. If the atmospheric temperature is too high, it's hard to keep the room cool, even with like windows open, curtains shut, fan on, etc. It's really difficult. And I can't sleep like on top of a bed either. So if it does get humid, I can get cool or I can go to sleep, and that's it. Oh, just replying to a Kinney. So I'm giving away free third ages, so... As my Guardian is now level 45, I've got to start thinking about third ages. Burglar, Guardian... Small or big? Can't wield 2H axe. I don't think Guardians can wield 2-handed axes? I don't think so. Could be wrong. I know I have a problem with Bjorning trying to get decent 2-handed axes. Right, unless we get sent back to the Barandalf again, which I'm not sure that we... Can they? Oh, I've not thought about that. Yeah, someone else in Kin also said yes, they can. Guardians can wield 2-handed axes. There you go. Learn something new. Right, let's use the milestone for returning to. They can. That's what yours uses for DPS. Oh, does it? My Guardian uses a 2-handed sword for DPS, so I hadn't thought about axes. I just know there seemed to be a lack of two-handed axes either in gear drops and in crafting that I can then send to my Bjornings, so they're a bit of a pain in the behind. Cool. Right, so let's get rid of some junk and then we'll hand in some quests.
How may I help you today?
Probably ought to. What I haven't got up is, and I probably should at some point. Did my stream post? I haven't got my stream to my Twitch to Discord thing working. I thought I had set that up. Yeah. You're really good at putting me to sleep. You're welcome, and actually I think in this circumstance that is actually a compliment if I am correct. So yeah, I thought I'd got my Twitch to Discord working. But no, so I'll just quickly do a manual post here. And actually, edit it because it doesn't automatically detect URLs in Twitch for whatever reason. Right, and get back to where I was before. Cool. So, oh no, 48 coppers worth of repairs. Right, let's hand in the. Where is the quest giver? There's more than one. Lack of gear is unbearable.
What can I do for you?
Brr. These tell the most troubling things indeed. There is a room where goods not listed on the manifest were taken and stored. If this room still exists, it could hold an untold fortune of history. Not all history should be retold. Right. Now I know what they are seeking. There is a room somewhere within the ruins of Barter Vendor. Yay, we get to go again. It's about your 4th trip, I think. Where anything not documented on a ship's register of goods would be taken and held until ownership could be proven. While most of those items have probably been lost to history, there could still be a wealth of small trinkets and jewellery hidden within. The room is reported to be on the south side of the ruins. From the reports, the door looks like any other, and the room is not that deep within. I am amazed it has lasted this long. But as I said earlier, we ourselves thought Barter Vendor to be empty and picked over. We were clearly wrong. Return to the ruins on the beach and you'll find this room. Search within and return with what you find. If any disturb you while you are there, put an end to them. Barter Vendor should be returned to us. Okay, let's hand in the Colossus stuff. It's a huge compliment. I need to sleep. Maybe I'll learn something. Well, apparently if you can learn things while being asleep, according to some strands of psychology. Right, and let's turn in before we have to go back to Barter Vendor, let's go and repair said catapults, which I think is up this hill, isn't it? Yeah. Might turn my music up a bit. And then it'll suddenly get loud and I'll have to turn it back down again. Is the balance okay for everybody? I normally check at the start of stream, but I was a bit out of rhythm. Wife's just about to go and fetch NJ from in-laws. Well, it is a catapult, yes. And I won't. One cannot simply ride through Evendim when one is not yet fully overleveled. Now, does attacking the tomb robber also alert the lurker? No. I see you there. You can't ignore the cat when it's clawing your feet off. No. Right. Had fun with one of the Blackwall Brigands in Archer earlier, because they were like, "You can't win this fight," was the last thing they said before they died. Don't tell my links about it being a catapult. "Who's there?" he said as he died. That's not very good. That's not very impressive last words. Oh, wandering salamander. Ah, knowledge of cures. Yeah, that'll really help kill an kill an enemy. You're doing a good job. I swear when I look back over quotes from the stream that are posted to Twitter, I'm like, what the flip was my brain doing? Hi, Nelnardis. So there's a couple of places to get good views of Lake Evendim. This is one of them. The next one is, of course, on top of that Colossus, which we will be fairly soon, I think. So I'm just going to quickly grab screenshots. Here we go. I need to quick slot some emotes so that I can make pictures from them at some point. Right, so quote to the stream, it's spreading. Yes, it is. Staff and outfit is so pretty. Yes, thank you. The robe was just a drop from a mob in Angmar, so obviously put on through wardrobe. Where the one it says you're wearing. So that one is. I think there's another one similar to it in Lelia's, but this one is just robe of Vsauce, which is a quest item, I think. And I'm so picky about shoulders, I had to actually get onto Auction House and pay for one. And it just turned out to be a level 115 Mantle of the Doomfold. Yay! So I've got that sat in my wardrobe as well as in my vault. But it works really well with that. I don't think it was black by default. I think I dyed it black, but I really like the teal border to it. And the staff, again, I think is just a quest item. Staff of Carrier, yeah. So that's just a quest item. Once it dropped, I'm like, yes, I am keeping that for quite a while. So pretty. So yeah, so you sometimes just have to keep things and test things out in wardrobes, because it doesn't come. This robe, for example, doesn't come in black, but it dyes perfectly, and it went all black. So yeah. I was very happy with that. It took me ages of scrolling through Auction House to find the shoulders that I liked, though. Here we go. Ha! If I'd heard someone was coming to help me out, but I did not know you would have everything with you as well. This is a very fortuitous event. Yes, despite my appearance, I am carrying several flywheels, 3 billion bundles of rope, and 3 pouches of oil.
Would you do something for me?
I am going to begin repairing the catapult. This is going to take some time, for while you have gathered the correct parts, they will need adjustments in order to fit properly. This is going to be a long process. And I recently saw some scouts searching... loud process. And I recently saw some scouts searching through the stands of trees surrounding us. If they were to find us, they would quickly overrun the bluff and destroy the catapult. This is something we cannot afford. Head out into the trees south and southwest of here and flush scouts out, so that we can be sure this position is secure. Pants, we killed a couple of those on the way through, didn't we? Haha, never mind. It's just a few more dead tomb robbers, who cares? I really do need to get out of the habit of pressing 1 as the first thing I do on Lore-Master. I'm going to have some nightmares with these key bindings on my Guardian. I'm going to have to move what region she's in until it's something she's over-leveled. Because that's not going to be fun. Right, so there should be some tomb robbers up here somewhere. I don't know what the respawn time is on the ones that we pre-killed. Oops. Knowledge of cures, did I put that under 1? 1. Yes. Right. There we go. Oh look, Tomb Robber Scouts. Got one eventually, although we're going to have to go through the Sand Norbog first. There's something about playing Lore-Master on stream that just makes it more relaxing. Probably just because half the key presses you'd have with other characters you don't have to. Which is nice. Means I can actually focus on... Because I think I've done streams with my Bjorning and my Guardian. And in fact my Hunter, because I have not actually been back to Moria since my last Moria stream, because I've been clearing down the Volume 1 Epic and Eregion. And I've managed to level once while doing a whole bunch of stuff because of how over-leveled I was. Yay, another scout. I love the views in Evendim. Always have. Although it's now not my favourite region. It was, until I got to Forachel. And I just love the story of Forachel, the scenery, the people you get to know, even though you start out as a total outsider and untrusted. Yeah, obviously I've not made it past Angmar and Moria yet, but Evendim is now probably my second favourite. And despite some people saying that Trollshaws doesn't have that great, the quests are kind of kill this thing, kill that thing, as a region I find it very relaxing because of the autumnal feel to it, so... Yay, 4 scouts, all dead. NB, these are not Boy Scouts. Growls and swears revenge upon Talon Haldir. You might have to explain Talon Haldir to me, because I'm not sure if it's a person, a place, whether I've been there, met him or her. I don't know. You explain that one to me. My max level is 62 at the moment, despite having... You'll find out! Trust me, with my memory, you could tell me all of the story with all its intricacies, and the whole thing could be spoilt. And I wouldn't remember by the time I got there. It's a place. Okay. It's not in... You haven't. He's in... You haven't. And you haven't. It's in Lothlorien. Lothlorien I cannot wait to visit, but I kind of have to.
What can I do for you?
Because I don't think I'm going to end up... Haldir also sent you back to Moria. Great. I've only... Due to how Moria is laid out, I've made it 2 out of the 5 or 6 epics in there. I know there's at least one person in the room who, let's say, I don't think they've played LOTRO. But this is the Moria map. Correction. This is the first part of the Moria map. And it just... That's Lothlorien. It just... There's just so much that goes on in this map. I can't even tell you. I think I'm in Zemumelek with a bit in Durin's Way up here. But it just seems like it goes on and on and on. And I'm just making no progress. Haldir also sends you back into Moria. There's a quest called Refuge upon Talon Haldir. I once read it as Revenge upon. Maybe you want Revenge upon Talon Haldir. Right. So they're gone. Just in time too. I've finished making the repairs and we're ready to fire. Head down to Sarden at the base of the Colossus and let him know we're ready to launch the ropes. We won't be taking the shortcut. I'm pretty sure I'd die from that fall as well. I am, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, from a blogging writing perspective, I have a chapter to write from my elf Caithir, as he takes the journey from this very place, High King's Crossing, down into the Shire. Oh look, struck gold. There are more quests in Moria than you need to do, and it's hard to decide whether to... Yeah, you see, what I had been doing was, on my main, who will, in level terms, eventually be overtaken by characters who are not my main, I was actually making him do everything everywhere, which is why I'm still in Eregion, really. But Moria might test my resolve on that one. Because I've got max rep with... Oh look, I've been attacked by the lurker. Of course I have, yes. Go away. When all else fails, hit the enemy with your stick and hope he falls. Yeah, because I like how the dwarves in Moria are scripted. Although I might filter out some of the things they say audibly because it just gets very repetitive. And some of the side storylines are actually quite interesting. But I could be there months by the time I properly return. And I don't really want to be in Moria for months on my main. Hi Archosaur. So let's turn in the junk and then we can... I think this is where we get up to on top of the Colossus.
Are you looking for something, friend?
For once I'm only going to save anything that's related to my scholar, so that I don't end up spending the first hour after stream posting things, or because I haven't got enough shared storage to lump all of that in there. Right, so this is the repairing thing.
Greetings.
I already know what you're here to tell me. Seems Kuthir has a quick trigger finger and his message beat you here.
Might I take a moment?
Here we go. So for anyone who's not a LOTRO player yet, this is one of the best places to get screenshots, and you can always tell when someone has from this particular place. Thanks to some kindly aid from yourself, the ropes have been strung and we're able to reach new places on the Colossus in need of repair. But that is a task we can handle ourselves. For you, a treat, a vision I doubt like any you have seen before. Use the rope behind me and ascend to the peak of the Colossus. Once you are there, make sure to look around and enjoy the view. This captain here reminded me of something. The only time I've wanted to play captain is when I saw someone in with a Lossoth. Can't remember what you call them now. Banner person. Because I love the Lossoth, but I'm not sure I have the... Given I'm just learning Warden, I'm not sure I have the commitment to also go ahead and then learn Captain as well. Plus I'd need to unlock another character spot. So up here you can see a lot of Herald. Thank you, Mel. So Darth Exhausted, if you're still in the room, I don't think you tried LOTRO. But this gives you a view of... If I've got this correct, which I think I have, out here, if I go left, yes, so that's a Numinas, which is kind of a group area, but if you're over-leveled enough, you can take some of that solo. If we persist on the Lore-Master long enough, we will end up over here, and there's a lot of deeds to be over here. The music changes, and there's some really nice picturesque places to gather up there. So anyone who hasn't made it to Evendim yet, that's also the next good place for Dwarf Iron and Platinum in Evendim. And then coming... Ooh, make sure... I don't think you can accidentally fall off the Colossus here, by the way. I think they put barriers around it. The only time I'm really grateful for their invisible barriers. So... Look! One-footed! I am that good! Let me at least get a wave in. There we go. So later on we may well end up round here dealing with the Oathbreakers. But it is a dizzying height, so anyone who doesn't like heights... Yes, the sunsets here are really good. I think we're a long way off that though. Well, 11 minutes till dusk. We can pop back because you don't have to just do this at this quest. You can pick it up whenever. But someone else was saying another crossover player. So when I say crossover players, I mean people that play both my MMOs, so the Old Republic and Lord of the Rings Online. The distance that you get to see in this game, you just got to take your time. I mean. Lore-Master streams is not the only time that I just go really, really slowly, but Evendim has really this particular region has really high views. Where was I the other day that was also you could just see loads? Well, some views in the Troll Shores you can go quite high up in the mountains. Yeah, that's a real feat. Oh, foot, yes. But the fact that you can see these kind of distances and my laptop, although it is a Mac, is about six and a half years old or something. I've got 40, I think you can probably see this on screen actually, 45, 50 FPS. Obviously I'm not doing anything on the screen. And that does come down to about 30 occasionally. But it's just glorious. We will end up... Which island is it? I think it's this island. There's two islands you end up visiting. So here is Salamander Central, good for your Salamander Slayer deed, and Rantost is a pain in the behind. It's a solo area, but it may as well be small fellowship. Even if you're close to being over leveled, the number of mobs on there can make that quite tricky, and you end up doing an instance later on in the storyline where you have to retake Rantost. So yes, just thought I'd share this. I mean, for players who already know what the views are like, but certainly for crossover players and those that don't yet play LOTRO, the scenery is one of the things that kept me here at the start of this game. The dynamic day and night time weather, although my Guardian was unfortunately getting her armour rained on yesterday, which she was not impressed at. Oh yes, but here the view is fantastic, but you can see there is much yet to do. Well, more views to be had. And it can make you rant, Ost. So yes. And now Community Plus. I can't remember how many months ago, 6 to 9 months ago, I decided I am reading all the quest text unless I am absolutely shattered. Because you pick up the stories, and I'm glad I decided that before, and it might be over a year ago now. I'm glad I did, and also wouldn't have appreciated Forachel as much as I do now.
Greetings.
The beauty of the lake is enchanting, yet I saw the same you did. The ruins to the west and north are in desperate need of our aid. I am in no rush to go to Illuminas. Right, I can't use anything other than the consumables. But I do have a thing about... I think where some people have an obsession with outfits, I seem to have this mild obsession with trying to find as many shields as possible. But they have to look really nice. Like, not that one, for example. Shield of the Vigilant Sentry. No, none of them in this case. Sometimes you can come across some really, really nice gear drop shields. I mean, that one's okay. I'm trying to think, would it fit my new Warden? No, I've already got a pretty shield for my new Warden. So that's fine. So in which case, I'm just going to go for what's most expensive and sell it back. 1022. This is something I really appreciate in LOTRO compared to the Old Republic, is it tells you what your sale value of something is. But then actually the Old Republic don't really give you gear drops from mission completions anymore, which is a real shame. There we go. Have we gone up in reputation? We are now friend to the Wardens. Yay. And we've completed how many quests in Evendim? 60. Didn't think we'd done that many. It's because you do about 25 just getting through Oak Barton and the farmers market, don't you? Right. Warden of Evendim needs to do another 30 quests. I suspect that won't be happening in the next 2 hours. Right, let me get rid of this mail. I can do the same with lightsabers, so I can relate. If you do the same with lightsabers in the Old Republic, you're doing better than me. With lightsabers in the Old Republic, I have to go via the sound, because I don't look at the look very often. Just picking up the gear for my Guardian that my Kinney sent me. The only thing I do occasionally look at with lightsabers in the Old Republic is, are there any effects where the blade appears? But it's the sound. I've had to ditch good-looking lightsabers in the past because the sound hurts my head. Right. We didn't pick up the extra quest from here.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Do you know what? I don't think we will. I think we'll not pick up Greys, else we'll be in Evendim for years. So, we need to go back, don't we, to Barandalf? Yes. Let's try and make progress through the region. Hitting max rep won't be a problem in this region, because once you get so far, you can start turning in rep items like these Tomb Raider sashes, which I'm not using at the moment because there's a insta quest at Tinnudir where you turn in a certain number, it might be 10, and it gives you like 600 or 900 reputation. So I'm going to hold on to those until I've hit that quest. Sounds definitely can make or break good weapons. Yes. Yes, they can. Same with blasters, actually. I've had to ditch good-looking blasters for the same reason. Do you know what? I'm tempted to pick up that quest when we go back to High King's Crossing, because there's a... Oh, I'll see. I'm a bit indecisive. I shouldn't have recorded 2 videos earlier today. I should have just done the one. But I was supposed to do the recording yesterday and just stream today because I had the house to myself during the daytime. And then I hadn't known that LOTRO was going to be in maintenance mode. Whoopee! More Mordor tweaks that don't really affect me. Thinking about blasters too, yeah. That was the why, I mean, to any Old Republic players, that's why most of my blaster-wielding characters for absolutely ages had Nico Okar's blasters. They look okay, but they sound really good. And then I finally bought the... I'm trying to think of names of things in a different game while playing this one. It's really quite difficult. Exiled Revolutionary blasters? It might be called that. Something like that. They look and sound good, so yay. Hey, don't... You just hurt my kitty. I'm not happy. Right, so we are trying to find... we just have to go into one of the tombs. This is unfortunately the best place for Tomb Robber Slayer. There's a lot of them, and they respawn pretty quickly. But there's quite a few also just sort of randomly dotted around Evendim, so you don't have to farm here, because you'll find that you come across a lot of tomb robbers in various areas. So just instead of focusing on sort of farming that Slayer deed on its own, just work your way through the quests. I'm only killing this number because of trying to find a safe way through. Oh, pressed the wrong thing. There we go. Because we are 7 levels over, but we're not over leveled where they'll ignore us, so... Critical hit with the level 39 cat. Right, now then. Am I in the right one? Bit late now. Yes, I think we are in the right one. And again, later, when you get more towards the south of Evendim, some of these tombs have tomb robbers in them as well. In fact, there's one tomb that's perfect for... what are they called? Why can't I remember what they're called? The big green lurky things. That's not their name, just to clarify. I feel like my brain is like on permanent off mode today. Pretty sure I said some quotes of the stream-esque stuff during my YouTube videos today. We'll soon find out. Oh, deed completed. Use burning embers, sticky gourd, or... Oh, cool. Tactical adept. Complete deep lore. Yeah, they're not lurkers, Mel. They're something else. They're the big hulking creatures, and I might trigger that quest just to get the that I didn't do at High King's Crossing, just to get the name, so I can stop annoying myself. A tomb robber attempts to stop you. Dun dun dun. Bart Madget. I see the false orders worked. Too bad that I didn't catch a ranger with them. Barandalf has no wealth left. We've picked over and stripped the carcasses. Yeah, I don't much care. Tomb robber defeated. Kurgrim! Thank you, Secret. Thank you. You just stopped me kicking myself over and over again. Lotro's version of Gold Mob. Sig Mob! Yes, Secret, you're quite right, Kurgrim. Right, we can carry on just doing green quests and over now that my curiosity has been assuaged. Oh, oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. Don't steal that person's kill. Of course, that hunter just took double credit for me. And with his dying breath, he said, "Who's there?" Yes, I totally missed that one. It's worth looking at what their dying breath says, actually, just for famous last words kind of things. See, even though this is the brandy wine, you get it's a bit of a muddy brown from above because of the hello links stones on the floor. It's still, you get some still really very pretty reflections. It's nicer when you get towards Tilruinen, which is Salamander Central. I really should start investing in quicker milestone cooldowns. Especially as I've only got Mordor left to unlock quest pack wise, but I used my last bunch of LP that I wanted to spend on extra storage bags and shared storage for once, to save me having to mail everything between characters. Right, let's head back to High King's Crossing. Oh, hello. Right, grab me that. That's pretty. Oh, hello. Where do those roots come? Which one's attacking me? Ah, there we go. Right, maybe I can't ride across this beach. Maybe I've just got to walk through it for now. Which is fine. No one's in any hurry, right? I wasn't planning on challenging myself in stream for quite a bit in Lord of the Rings. Just, my body's trying to adjust to a whole bunch of life changes that we've made recently, so we've finally drawn a line under some what I'd call previous life things, so they're pretty much dealt with. So that's a couple of things out of my head that was really annoying me. I cut down my caffeine by half about a month ago. And with changing my social media and attempting not to multitask, streams excluded from that, you can't stream and not multitask. I'm really tired. It's like I was pushing my body and brain to do more than it really should have been doing. So I need to chill as much as possible in stream, which is going to be fine even for Smuggler Saturday for a while, with the exception of Ilum, maybe. But it means I need to just sort of go steady with my Lord of the Rings ones for a bit. At some point I'm thinking of having a break in the middle of the Evendim stuff and we can play some Bjorning. Because some people really appreciated that, me streaming that, learning a few things. Given that I've only got a level 26, Bjorning's my level is my highest one. I've got a lot to learn about that class as well. Right, let's walk down the hill rather than jump down it. But if we can avoid that lurker, then we should be able to get there in relative peace. Oh, sturdy steel key! That never happens to me. I've got so many loot boxes. Thank goodness. Yay! It's not even one of those special weekends. You see that really high hill to the left? Do you want me to go back up? That one up there? That's where Mel's first falling death occurred. It's too easy to do. There are some really quite deadly cliffs in Evendim that you don't see until they kill you. They are the best assassins. This one on... Oh, this one! Sorry, goat bottom. This one here. Yes, I can imagine that one being quite painful. She was taking a shortcut. Oh, I wish I could remember where my first fall death happened and it wasn't Moria. I know I had one recently and I must have blanked it out my memory as to where it came from. I have to close my eyes because I get the actual fear of falling thing physically happen to me. Oh, nothing's happened so far. I'll be fine. Now that is a famous last words. I think this character quite likes this poor lady here. Is that a high elf or just an elf? It looks like a high elf. High elf hunter.
How may I help you today?
Get rid of junk. Oh, I managed not to scream. Not that I wouldn't be tempted to. But yeah, I get the sort of clenched fists and my muscles tense, which with my health is really not a good thing.
What can I do for you?
Funflow's Kinney's in voice with me. They all end up with burst eardrums, but they get to laugh at you. So yay, everything works out. So their leader attempted to ambush you. It appears like this was all just a ruse then. The robbers have been getting increasingly clever in their attempts to ambush us. Not clever enough to best you, though. One day, with the rest of Evendim, Barad will see her glory restored. Yay, we get to move on then, don't we? So, off to Tinnudir. Woo! Goodie. And the intro for Wardens of Annuminas. Let's just say certain chapters are not fun for me. Yes. To be fair, there are certain chapters that are not good for me. I was surprised you were okay with the view on the top of the Colossus there, Mel, actually. Hi, Faffy. Hi, Terry Adwin. Oh, hello, I'm saying hi to people and getting attacked by wolves. Yes. And consequently... Yeah, maybe I should just walk for a bit. Yeah, let's do that. Because we're on... I'm clearly not used to being on level in Evendim for some reason, at this stage at least. It tends to catch me up later in the region. Probably something to do with events and festivals, but yeah. I say hi and run AFK, we'll be right back. That's okay, Terry Edwin, I know people have, you know, lives and things. The sun looks really big, or is that just a... No, that is actually a really, really... Let's get rid of this wolf, because I really want to take a picture of that sun. Although I now need to do knowledge of cures on my cat. Seen people quoting on Twitter. I can't do Twitter and stream at the same time. It's a multitasking impossibility for me. So yeah, there we go. Very, very pretty dusk starting to happen. May have been guilty posting a few quotes. Right, we're trying to get to Tinnudir, aren't we? I think that's what we're eventually aiming at. I think we'll end up going back down to some of these ruins here. I might, if I can skirt around these roaming tomb robbers and deer, because the not all the wildlife is friendly in Evendim. Which gets us in the mood for Troll Shores, where the same kind of applies there as well. Yay, Tinnudir. We'll be seeing a lot of that, but you kind of need to. It's one of my crafting spots, and it is Tinnudir. If I want to get stuff done and avoid other players crafting, then that's one of the places I run away to. It was only 3. Man, I must up my game. Usually there's more stupid things FJ said on stream in an hour than that. It might get more and more silly the closer to 10 PM we get, because I'm already tired. So, yay! Look at you. Thing is, you guys quoting is cool and all, but cool if you use the same hashtag. Yeah, probably. Is it quotes of the stream? If you see 3 deer there, would you call it Tinnudir, deer, deer? The deer tend to go appear just before Tinnudir on the bridge, don't they? Sorry, I'm doing it in first person view and hoping I don't get attacked in the meantime, because that sun is just setting behind that building and those... Because you're just getting the outline of the mountains now that the sun is setting. And to any just Old Republic players, this is something I really, really wish they would do in the Old Republic. That, and improve their water reflections, but... Quotes of the stream. Well, you might have to quote retweet them, Faffy, then, and add your hashtag as well. Maybe. I need to ask somebody else who has got Twitch hooked up to Discord what I've done wrong. Because I thought I got it so that when I went live it posted automatically to Discord. So if Nelnada's in the room, I might have to give you more access if you're happy to have a look at some point. No rush, no pressure. To have a look and see what it is that I've messed up on that. Oh look, I got a key a while ago and now I've got a gold loot box. Although I'd rather use an elf one when I get that far. Yeah, gold is level 30. I'm running out of space and I've got 95 slots. This character always struggles though because I keep so many crafting materials for Tinker. Right, so I'm just going to bung some of these greetings to you too. bits and pieces into shared for my alts. I can't remember who needed rich iron, and it wasn't me. It wasn't me, as in it wasn't Ayrthir. I think that is it for now. Let me bang. I don't know how to make it post onto Discord. It definitely says that you're streaming next year. Oh, well, at least there's that bit working. I thought it did. I'll have to investigate it, but I thought you could get it to post. Oh yes, it does say. With that basis, I probably need to change how I entitle my streams. I just generally start with the date so that people know when the next one is, but maybe I need to change how I describe them a bit more. There's always something to think about. So, although we do need to speak to that guy there, it's this one over here that we are instructed to speak to. Oh, bless you, Faffy. Thank you for these popping in. It's really appreciated. Just look after yourselves, yeah? You and yours.
Greetings.
So here we go. Ah, fresh blood. Oh, thank you. You may just be what we need to begin reclaiming the Eastern Estates. Barishen's camp? Yes, I'll accept that, but I'm not going to read it because we are weeks away from moving on to the Troll Shores, at which point we will definitely be over-leveled. Twilight Estates, is that here? Yes, it is. Okay, so this one is Evendim, at least. I'm going to have to take a break fairly soon, so I need to make a drink. The land to the east of here is called the Fields of Twilight. Within it are the ruins of several ancient estates. These places were once home to powerful families within the kingdom. They grew grain and raised animals, used to feed the city, and provided work for many of the people. Now they are disgraced by robbers, overtaken by nature, desecrated by goblins, and one now even serves as a camp for a force from Angmar. It is an affront to all who draw their heritage from the shores of this lake. I have detailed in this journal notes about the estates and the threats availing them. Please take it and read from it as you explore the Fields of Twilight. It will guide you if you choose to help us reclaim these ancient ruins. Quest item. So, this is a quest chain, and once you've done one estate, you get to move on to the next one. So, Thamnambarth is the nearest of the ruined estates and our first priority. While the threats to it are not great, they must not be trivialized in their importance, for Thamnambarth is being reclaimed by nature itself. Thamnambarth was once a great hall. You can see that in what still stands today. This will not be the case for long, though, and not because of looters or goblins. It's the ivy! Dun dun dun! The biggest threat to Middle-earth is ivy. It grows deep in the cracks in the walls and slowly pushes the bricks apart until nothing is left standing. It is also threatened by a source that itself is not threatening, a herd of elk that are settled within its walls. They are not a problem of themselves, however, soon they will bring predators, wolves, hungry robbers, wargs, goblins, etc. from the northern halls. And those things are problems. Okay, let's not pick up any other quests. Let's focus on doing this one quest line then. So, we do need to turn in this Wardens of Numinas quest first. So, let's pick that up. But before we do,
How can I be of service?
you can get out of my way so I can take a picture. Ah no, the sun has gone down slightly more than I thought it had. There'll be plenty more digital days. Right. So the reason you want to hold on to, and it might well be just back here, some of the Tomb Robber's sashes that you pick up, is that one of these quest givers has an instant hundreds of rep for handing in a small number of the sashes. Yes, so it's this one actually. So, you have been sent by Arrow here. Good. We have great need of trustworthy warriors to help us against the growing threat of robbers and the like that have grown up in recent months here, for we are few, and it threatens to overwhelm us. And then this same guy, it gives you this intro to Tomb Robber stashes.
Take a moment of your time.
Greetings, Ayrthir. And the reason they're Tomb Robber stashes comes out of this quest here, actually. You've arrived at a difficult time. We have been stretched terribly thin by the incursion of the Angmar Reem in our lands, and by the number of lawless brigands that have been stirred up by the gathering clouds of war. It is against the latter which I hope you can aid us. The bands of tomb robbers have become so bold of late they have taken to wearing sashes of allegiance to their various unsavoury leaders. I would have you bring me these sashes as proof of their defeat. If you can do this for us, then I will see to it your name is regarded well among the wardens of Numinas. So you get 700 rep here for this quest, whereas if you just used 10 of your sashes here, you get 300. So keep 10 aside.
What do you need?
There we go. You've skill and brave. There we go. And now we can happily use the rest of the tomb robbers' sashes. Just maximises the use of it. You'll have no problems in actually, you know, getting the reputation. Sorted. Okay, so what I think I might do is go and make a cup of tea, and then while I get some of the warm liquid while it is warm, I will melt some metal into usable metal, and then we'll carry on our way. So I think it's break time, everybody. Time to go put the kettle on. So, I'll leave him to do a tireless dance. And I will see you back here in under 5 minutes, hopefully. So, yes, tea time. See you in a minute or two. Now Nardis has finally set light to the room. Okay. I saw somebody actually tweet to say they were happy to have finally got the Mentor of Pibgorn ability on their minstrel. And it took all my self-control not to mention something about burning the Pibgorns. No, Nardis. And yes, Mel, caught you. Like I can ignore it. I use a different app for the chat, so it might have... sorry, total blank there. Haunted Pibgorn. I use a different app for the chat, so it might have faded off the video, but I got the entire history in front of me. For my own amusement, obviously. I've actually stealth-mentored people in Pibgorn. Do they not have to agree to you mentoring? Can you just sort of psychologically train them to learn to play another musical instruments? Another musical instrument, singular. Ah, so you can just... That's quite weird, that you can just mentor somebody without their, well, consent. Oh yeah, Darth Exhausted, anyone else who doesn't yet play LOTRO. Crafting is something that you do proactively in LOTRO, so you put time aside to do it. Another way it makes it more relaxing for me. On the downside, it clogs up your inventory when you need to turn raw gems into polished ones for your jewellery, but yes. Select them, cast the Mentor skill on them, unless they know the instrument already. Now that is for more info on crafting. Yes, and the next 2 sections of that crafting guide are currently in progress. Although I had a comment on that blog post in the last couple of days where someone was like, yeah, but you want to make sure people know about guilds and that they should be planning this, this, this and this. I was like, it's already complicated enough for new players, so this will be a future expansion to the blog post. Right, okay, so we've cleared some of the inventory out. That's my letter from the Yule Festival to go and pick up the free pieces of gear. That's a class quest. Right, so this is the note, isn't it? So... and then run or ride off laughing evilly. Yeah. I do in fact have obviously a crafting blog post, Nell is quite correct. I thought that my post was going to be 2 sections. I think it's actually going to be 3. So I think I'm going to do weapon crafting, covering the metal weapons and the wood weapons.
Greetings.
Oh, I ought to set the milestone while I'm here as well. Guilds are not necessary to know about right away. No, they're not. And for the casual newbie, you can get by, and I have. Mirlas is partway through Moria and has no gilded gear. You don't have to use it. It is helpful later, or if you want to give your alts an advantage, then yeah, but it's not an absolute necessity, so I'm going to cover guild crafting as a separate issue altogether. And in fact, actually, I need to correct, so someone in that comment also said you can't, you have to speak to an NPC to unlock Artisan, and that's no longer true as of a few patches ago, where you don't have to do the... you have to go off to your guild area to join guilds, but you used to have to go off to Thorin's Hall or Mickle Delving or Estelden to unlock Artisan, and that's no longer the case. Yeah, but it is weird, so I mean, I came from my other game, crafting is you do the gathering, but crafting, or at least you do some of the gathering. But it's done by the actual making of things is done by your companions while you do. Yes, Rivendell Scholar, you're quite correct there, Nell. Thanks for doing the shameless plug for me, Nell. And thanks, Archosaur. I'm still working on that guide, and I know there will be things that I need to improve on it. But I know how confused I was by crafting when I first played LOTRO. There's just so much to take in that I wanted to make it the absolute bare minimum you need to know to get up on crafting your own stuff on your first character. So I didn't want to make it more complicated than it seriously needs to be. Hence the need to break it down while doing the next couple of sections as 2 rather than 1. I mean, I'm partway through talking about farming and cooking, and that's epic. And Scholar is not just a simple make this item to improve your stats thing either. Old Republic crafting is so easy. I wish I'd learned at the beginning, though. I'd have been leery of it because of LOTRO's crafting. Yeah, it kind of makes you... Well, actually, in the Old Republic, I find it a little bit annoying now because you're constantly interrupted by your companions coming back from crew skills. So you either have to sit and do nothing while your companions do it, or you have to be constantly interrupted, and it annoys me. That, and in higher levels in the Old Republic now, crafting is sort of pointless unless you are doing things like augments, certain weapons, etc. Because you level too quickly, and your gear drops that come from mobs is level specific, not area specific, then you can end up picking up gear sooner than you can craft it. And if you're a subscriber, you get gear through Galactic Command, so what's the point? So there's certain items that you don't get from those things, like dyes and augments, etc. Yeah, making money on the internal market, which for any people who are just LOTRO players, it's called Galactic Trade Market, which is the exact equivalent of auction house, except there's no bidding. You either pay the price or you don't, kind of thing. LOTRO can be overwhelming for new players. Yes, that's what I found as well at the start. In fact, Mirlas, who is now my main again, I created a character and started playing, and then felt overwhelmed by it all and couldn't take in all the complexities. And then when I had a break and then came back with Ayrthir, and I've not gone away again since. Oh, we're supposed to kill elk here, aren't we? Yeah, we need to kill 2 more elk. I used it to get back into the rhythm with Hunter. But there's just there are a lot of complexities, and I did want to try and make something that was useful for players who did feel that overwhelmed with information. Even the stats in LOTRO are more complicated than the Old Republic. Yeah, but I wouldn't now not play LOTRO. I love the game too much, and I'm glad that I stuck around and persisted through the complexities. But of course now I'm coming to the point with legendary items, guild crafting. Haven't even looked at imbuing said legendary items yet. Yeah. How many more elk do we need? Those ones don't count as elk. That's an elk. 2 more now. The only crafting you bother with is slicing. The ones get credits really quickly. Yes, because you just slice the terminals and then you get credits. Yeah. Sorry for being quiet. I'm putting on. Yeah, I do not blame you, Terry Edwin. That's absolutely fine. Thank you for being here. Not sure what that someone who's just said exclamation server is trying to do. Right, now then, because this is a strange quest chain, that one also completed, but then you now get a new quest item to start the next one. Yes, I am on Evernight. I didn't realise that was a question. Sorry, Mandalaya, if that's what you're actually asking. Today I'm on Evernight, yes. The next estate within the Fields is Thamvaran. It's a place we know little about. The records we have found only describe its name. It is an enigma indeed. The only thing I know is that the tomb robbers have been swarming over it as late. Given our focus elsewhere, it has been ripe for picking. And they have slowly stripped out any valuable information we could find to glean its identity. It is not enough that we battle nature and time as enemies to our history. We have to deal with greedy robbers who want to deny us our past and identity. It cannot be tolerated. And so we will sit here and watch while you go and defend our past, said no ranger ever. Some people have bot commands for it. Okay, yeah, I think I've only got a couple of commands and they're already being triggered automatically periodically, so I don't actually have the Twitch version of this up, else I didn't with double sound, because it would automatically play my stream while I am trying to play the stream. Ah, did I beat you to gleaning it, or did I actually say it? Did I just go, oh, gold? All that shines is not gold, but when gold shines, go and get it. Right. So, Thamvaran, was it? Yeah, Thamvaran. Probably both. No, that's okay. Well, I've managed not to die despite having the quick bars redone on an alt I was not expecting. Right, once we round the back of this lump of rock. No worries, Nelnardis. Now some of the some of the stealths around here are in fact tomb robbers, so reveal thyself. Right. So we need to defeat 6 tomb robbers at Thamvaran. Like that solves a problem in a building this big, but hey, we'll take it. I kind of wish I'd done this with the precisely 6 tomb robbers will solve everything. Yes, no more, no less. Kind of wish I'd rearranged this before we did the south of North Downs, because I finally moved this power of knowledge to a usable slot, and it really does help with restoring your own health. I have a feeling we've got to come back to Thamvaran for a named mob. Is that him? Yes. I like that. With the precisely 6 will solve everything. But you still have to kill 270 tomb robbers for the Slayer deed in this area, in this region. Oh, that Glen Hind also decided to join in the fun. I don't remember aggroing you. Excuse me. Nothing beats the Guardian recovery from stun, where you sort of stun them back. Love that ability. Their cheek is staggering. Especially when they gore you in the cheek. Yes. Mel, did you get my tag on Lotro Family to an entire thread of puns that was happening earlier? LM can be immune for stun. Only if... Can I use Sign of Righteousness on myself? It says an ally. Do I count as my own ally? Yes. Ah. I didn't realise I could be my own ally for that. Yay. That's quite handy to know, because it gets embarrassing when you end up being stunned by deer, but you can take down signature mobs no problem. Of course, the thing with being immune to stun is you got to know really which mobs are likely to stun you. No, that's allies, not allies. Although, have you tried not, making a weapon that is immune to being stunned? Although, having said that, I think I had my axe on my Bjorning temporarily taken away from me during a... Do you know what? I've not killed all the tomb robbers I need to here yet either. I'll summon stealth. Yes. Cooldown is slightly a lot shorter than the duration. Oh, that's quite handy as well. So you can... Is there any way with the LOTRO abilities to see how long is left of the duration? In the Old Republic, you can get an overlay that... excuse me. It tells you how many seconds, but I couldn't find that in the settings, because it would be quite handy to know when something was close to being... Because I'm not that observant where I can see sort of the seconds. You can see when it's almost ready, but it's quite a light quite a light contrast, so I don't notice it. It'd be handy if it was more visible. You are nearly ready to reuse this ability. I don't know if this sentence is making any sense. Mel's finally seen the thread that I tagged her in. Right, before we read the quest text for the next one, there's a plugin for the buffs on your buff bars. I need to get that if that's the one I'm thinking of. I will read the next quest once I'm safely away from here, which is shortly, I think. Yes. You turn a blind eye to a corner of this region for a moment, and something momentous happens that you missed. Somehow, with all of our focus on the Tomb Raiders and Brigands in the south, a scouting force from Angmar has slipped into one of the ruins. This is a disaster for us on several fronts. Something here is of enough value for Angmar to send a force to find, something that we do not yet know of ourselves. If they were to find this thing, it could turn the tides of war, not to mention what could happen if they find the refuge of Tinnudir. If they use that knowledge to somehow find a Steldin, I cannot entertain those thoughts. And later on in the epic, you find that they nearly do find a Steldin. We must drive them out, and we must sow confusion among those who remain. Their plans have been tacked onto the walls of the ruins. If their numbers were thinned and their plans destroyed, perhaps we will stand a greater chance. Archosaur, I'll try and find that plugin then, because that would be particularly handy on Lore-Master. I'm trying to think, and Guardian as well. My Guardian I could use knowing some cooldowns on. Hi Minores! So, we want to be going... How am I supposed to see a quest in orange on a yellow map? Let me change... There we go. North, west. Okay. Esteldin, the worst kept secret in Middle-earth. Everyone knows it's there, and the Rangers hope that no one knows it's there. You're not far wrong with that one, actually. Of course, I'm surprised Tinnudir still is, given the amount of times, certainly towards the end of Volume 1 Epic, that you have to come back and visit Tinnudir. That big bridge should be a bit of a giveaway. No worries, Minores, I know about real life and stuff. And because I knew today was going to be busy, I pre-did some housework late last night, which made me really, really tired. But I was able to do my 2 YouTube videos that I needed to record today ahead of stream. Wife and NJ are now back in the house. NJ was supposed to be having sleep retraining this week by my mother-in-law because she still has not slept through the night, still hates sleep, and avoids it at all costs. But my mother-in-law picked up the flu the day before, of course. Oh. Watch for the red dots on the map. Oh, I keep meaning to look back over the 2 posts I did at some point about this time, maybe last year, comparing LOTRO to the Old Republic, because I'm pretty sure that at least 2, if not 3, of the things I thought the Old Republic ought to do, because LOTRO was doing them, have actually been implemented. Not that I can claim to have initiated that, but I'm just majorly curious. It wouldn't surprise me if people read these sorts of things, especially when one of my things was, LOTRO do this, they must make more money from it, so the Old Republic really ought to do the same. And then in a recent change their money market, they did exactly that. Right, now where's the correct way up this place? We can go up this rock. I am still using number 1 instead of my new key. Yeah, this winter, which we're still kind of in, has been bad for colds and flus and sickness bugs for me, NJ, and Grandma, and even Wife has picked up some things when she normally doesn't get ill, but I think the reason she's ended up getting more ill is because she's not getting enough sleep. Here we go. Now then, where is this Angmarim horde? I get a little confused sometimes in regions when I got more than 1 character in the region as to who's where. So now I've got at least 2 different characters in Troll Shores. I'm like, have I not done this bit before? And no, I haven't on that character. Not that I mind repeating. I try not to have, after Breland, I try not to have more than 2 characters in a region so that I don't get regioned out, let's say. Right, we need to take out 8 Angmarim, because of course they've got no more to send after that, to follow up Terry Adwin's point from earlier. We killed 8 of them. That obviously will stop Angmar from trying to do what it's trying to do, obviously. Okay, for fun, let's do a sticky gourd. Throw some extra tar. Oh, there is actually an Angmarim Slayer here, is there? I got sick so much more when my youngest was going through lousy sleep patterns. Yeah, it's you can't fight illness if you're not sleeping properly. Oh, there is an Angmarim Slayer. Oh, of course, because there's loads of them in Anuminas. Are you buying them dinner when you take them out? It took me ages to work out what you're referring to. I'm not sure they would like the kind of food that I would give them. I'm sorry, this food is not laced with evil. May it burn your stomach. Hi, username unavailable. We've got to find some orders from somewhere as well. I think they're through this arch someplace. I think. Not unless dinner is supposed to be fire served with fire. True. Hi, Nightpawn. Thanks for stopping by. Right. As with the Tomb Robber Slayer thingy, although there are pockets of Angmarim in Evendim, it's really not worth your while. As I discovered on my first character who got here, I thought, oh, I better take out these as many times as possible. And then you go to a Numinas and you're like, ah, pants, there's more here than I need for my Slayer deed. So just focus on the quests and not so much on the deed, and you'll eventually get the deed anyway. I have just been... There we go. So look, you see, you need to pick up these orders. Ah, there are 4 pages of them. I thought the quest giver said the orders were pinned to the walls. Nope, they're clearly on the floor. I'm getting into the rhythm with these new key bindings now, which is good. I'm not hitting one quite as often as what I was. Fire served with fire with a dash of lightning, when my cat allows me to get the lightning bit in. Orders! Orders! We shall have orders! There we go, and that's this part of the Twilight Estates done, which is not a holiday resort. And before I read the next one, you feel that you've done all you can at Thamornan. The next page in the journal speaks of Thamandalath. Thamandalath. Not Samandalus. That sounds like some sort of hobbit name. Thamandalath. Thamandalath. It's Twilight, burn it! Not that Twilight. Thamandalath was the ancient home of a great smith, who once made weapons for the line of kings themselves. While most of his work has been lost to history, his influence is seen in every blade we wield. Goblins now camp within the walls of the ruins, foul and wicked creatures. They are more clever than I often give them credit for, and very devious. Oh, I know this one. This is pretty much the only place for goblins. However, if done correctly, one can trick them into believing something much larger is going on around and frighten them into panic. Night and day, the flames of Thamandalath are continually burning. The goblins never let them go out. They must fear the darkness and believe something out there will get to them if the fires are not lit. If we were to be both quencher of those flames and the object of terror in the darkness, the goblins will flee from the ruins with great haste. Once they are gone, another part of our history falls back within our hands. Right, cute little Lynx cat. We need to go and be terror in the darkness. My elf hunter is in Evendim. There's a lot to do in Evendim, and the regions are quite varied. So you start with, bless them, the hobbits of Oakbarton and the farmers' market here. Bullroarer's Sward, you get hobbits that are a bit more grounded and realise there's some evil they need to actually face, the hobbits of Dwelling. Then I'd sort of lump all of this together as being just helping the wardens out a lot here. You'll eventually end up going to Tilruinen, where you will need LOTRO Wiki categorically for there's a riddle quest line that even now I haven't done it several times. I can't remember the answers to. And Salamander Slayer. Do group up with someone there if you want to do Salamander Slayer. And then when you come up here, you've got some giants to deal with here and the Gorodon here. And again, this region looks different compared to other bits. And then eventually you make it to a Numinas if you want to. You'll have to come back here as part of the epic somewhere around the end of Angmar anyway, as I've discovered. And then Ostvarod is quite interesting as well. Bits of stories about people joining up with the tomb robbers to try and make ends meet, basically. So there's the scenery changes, but so do the stories. But it is quite a long region. So if you're not in a hurry, which I'm not usually, there's a lot to take in. And a lot to enjoy, actually. Although the Slayer deeds are quite unforgiving if you're even close to on level, because there's a lot of them, especially Giant Slayer. I think even my Guardian is going back after a few more levels because it's just... my Hunter managed it roughly on level because you can kill them from a distance if you're quick enough. But if you're a melee player, yeah, don't. Right, so where are we going? Where's Thamandalith? Thamandalith is over there. Right. A bit over-leveled is fine because it means you've still got some rewards in XP and a little bit of challenge. And also you can find named mobs. Although as a hunter you don't have so much of an issue with that because you can track nature, shades and foes by Evendim. I still wish LOTRO would give us a way to colour grey mobs in the minimap. It would make deeding on non-hunters so much more pleasant. Especially with things like, the crawlers in Troll Shores, for example. Right, let's go and find goblins and boggarts, etc. in Thamandalith. Unless that is a gold deposit. I need lots of gold because, well, not because I really want lots of shinies. I need it for guild crafting. And crafting for alts, of course. Right. So, we need to extinguish campfires, some of which are outside the camp, I think. Well, let's go in this end and come out the other end. Gold node! Yes, I collected it, but you called it, Mel, so you can win that one. Now, in this ruin there are also boggarts. To my knowledge, Menoras, this is pretty much the place you come to for Goblin Slayer. There are goblins around here, but they count towards the Shire Slayer deed, because technically it is. There are not that many goblins that I've come across anywhere else. In fact, I can't even remember coming across them anywhere else. So, I mean, feel free if anyone's in the room and can disagree with that, but I genuinely don't remember goblins existing anywhere other than here. And this is a very unforgiving deed, particularly in this region, because of just circling and circling and circling. You're welcome, Menoras. Because this quest line does take you here, you shouldn't have to remember where it is as such, but there's a whole settlement of goblins north. Oh wait, there is, isn't there? Up here somewhere? A bit higher level, though. And there's wargs up there as well. If that memory just triggered me correctly. I'd forgotten about that, actually. That's a better place. It's probably less annoying than waiting for these ones to respawn the whole time. Yeah, thanks for that. I'd forgotten about that region, actually. I think my mini on Crick Hollow is just about to venture that far north, so I hadn't had a recent memory trigger. More in small groups. Yeah, I don't think there's one random Sig goblin up there, or Sig warg, I think. Oops, should have sent the cat first. It's okay. Goblins do that. They do that all over, where they keep screaming after they're dead. Someone asking... Area full of trolls in the Troll Shores, north of Thorinhad. Oh, just a Kinney asking where that I was there. Troll Shores, the Troll Shores. It is, yeah, north of Thorin. Northeast of Thorinhad, I think. Mob density isn't as high up there, so it's not as dangerous on level as this area is. Yeah, and do you know what's the most annoying here? It's not the individual goblins, it's the boggarts, which I think there's some groups of boggarts somewhere around, and they are a pain in the behind close to on level. An NPC describes it later on as, although these foes are not dangerous on their own, given enough numbers, the weak compose a real threat. And that's kind of how I would describe boggarts. Oh, pants. I'm getting all my fingers all confused because I didn't mean to aggro that. That Sig mob there. Job done. Okay. See, they're the boggarts. Just use Bane Flame and your pet will do the rest. My problem is the multitasking thing. It's trying to remember what order I can do certain things in. So I could... You have to get quite close to Bane Flame to work though, don't you? Of course, if he stuns you before you can use it, that's not helpful. Boggarts, it's like being attacked by the Chuckle Brothers. You're never sure if it's a serious threat or not. Hi, Moderate Peril, I recognise that username anywhere. That's a great analogy. The thing is, they're not that cowardly. They have like mob mentality, don't they? On their own they would run away from you, but given enough of them... Oh, that's one of those fake holes in the wall where you can't actually walk through it. Oh, and good evening, everybody. Oh, I'm not going to forget that one anytime soon. It's like being attacked by the Chuckle Brothers. That's got to be kind of close to a quote of the stream, surely, as in one of the best things that's been said all stream. Why can I hear something eating? Ah, that's silly there. I forgot to extinguish this fire here, which is the only reason I'm just wantonly killing goblins out here. No point trying to hit someone with a staff if you're not up close. There we go. Right, so it's just we need to get 2 more fires after this one. Oops. There we go. Now then, I don't think we extinguished any of the fires outdoors or up did we do the one up here? Yes, it must be the ones outdoors we haven't done then. Let me have a quick peek through here. Ah, yes, there's one. Grimsfoot Gouger. So, what's my job description? Read your job title. Ah, there's that fire, and we've got one more up here. A band of Chuckle Brothers over there. Ha ha ha. I think they count towards Goblin Slayer. Oh look, I've aggroed some more goblins. How rude. I need to remember to use the sticky gourd on some goblins sometimes, because it's nice to actually use their own tactics against them. It's just a very, very odd ability to give a magic wielding lore master. Here's an oily thing that you can set things on fire with. Goblins have fled, terrified whatever darkness there may will be. Yeah, only they come back very, very quickly, don't they? Right. Deed bestowed. Talk to Orchaway at Tinnudir. That means we actually did all of the Twilight Estates. Are Anorian coins useful? That depends on what level your gear is. I've only used some of the best vendor in Tinnudir, from my perspective, is the reputation one, because you can get some really good items from there for silver and gold. If you need some gear upgrades, you might be able to pick something. Thanks, Mel. You might be able to pick something up at the reputation. It's not the reputation one, like the Barter Vendor. Sorry. As we've got to go back to Tinnudir, I'll show you. Usually, because I craft all my own gear, although I am behind on this character, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. I'm on level 32 gear, but I'm level 39. But the mobs are only about level 33, 4 at the moment anyway, so it's fine. Usually my gear is better than that on offer, and the design of it from a cosmetic point of view isn't that great either, so it doesn't really appeal to me most of the time. But we can have a look and I'll show you what we get at that Barter Vendor. Anything interesting here? Not yet. Sturdy hides. Always need jeweler scroll cases. Rep items. Band of Numenor rep item. Yeah, forgot how many types of rep items there are in this area. Well kept Mathams, that's for my new hobbit. Warden. Oh, I ought to turn in some tasks as well as a break from slaughtering goblins and tomb robbers, etc. You know, this tea's not going to be very well. It's okay. If I don't feel like not talking at all tomorrow, I'll be very surprised after recording 2 videos and then streaming. I haven't geared up my hunter recently. She's a bit behind, I think. Last time it was a skirmish camp. Yeah, and I found even with skirmish camp stuff, you can end up crafting better gear for the same level at your skirm camp. But sometimes you can pick up pocket items, but I tend to now use marks and medals for cosmetic items. Right, so this is. I'm just going here to go to the. We need to pick up that quest in a bit. That takes us to Tilruinen. So you've got two barter vendors, and I can't remember what the difference is. This one only has a small number in it.
The shadow upon my heart.
Oh, that one's a rep vendor, but it's not actually a barter vendor. Weaponsmith stuff if you are. Oh, you can to craft reputation items. Okay, if you're a weaponsmith. Okay. This one, however, is your barter. So you've got bronze Anorian coins and silver Anorian coins. And you can exchange between the two, very similar to your event currency exchanger. Which group here? Yes, so you can exchange. You can get 1 silver coin for 5 Anorian coins, and vice versa. So you don't lose out on the exchange there. Whereas if you do the same for your event ones, most of them you'll lose out one way or another. But so, for example, you got which class are you? Well, I'm a lore master here. Although some of the stuff that's appropriate for lore master is of course also appropriate for, say, minstrel. At least at this kind of level. I can't say later. So, I mean, there's a lot of gear that looks very similar to this in appearance, but when you get more silver ones, you see now some of these are kind of upgrades, depending on how you look at it, but they can become, from this one you've got set gear, so You've got the robe of long memory, leggings of long memory, and gloves of long memory. Clothes are the only way I'll get long memory. Now then, why does it allow you something when you get 4 items? I wonder if there's a quest that gives you one of these. But yeah, so for example, this robe of long memory is 330 armor, 14 will, 9 fate, which at the moment is a downgrade for me because I lose 7 will. Although the fate helps with the regen. But if I was to pick up 2 of those, that then becomes 25 will, 9 fate, and 11 vitality, and that's a trade-off I'd probably do. But if you get 4 items in this particular set here, you get extra tactical mastery, which matters for the lore master. For you, I think you said yours was a hunter. Let me just have a quick look at quite how bad these... Oh, you see, these ones are okay. I'm not a fan of the Horbeck ones, but this one is not too badly designed. Some of the gear at this level is awful, and some of it is okay. Hunter, I think, is one of the awful ones. So, excuse the fact this is... There we go, see? Lovely, stylish. So, I mean, it's aimed at level 32, and this stuff is aimed at level 36. Yes! A lot of the hunter stuff is even crafting my own stuff for at level 62, or whatever the nearest level is I've crafted, for hunter, is not something I'd want to be seen out in, and I'm not particularly fashion conscious. So people keep telling me, wait till you get to Dunland, wait till you get to Dunland. That's slightly more respectable, muted tones with brown, but it just... I still think it looks awful. I hate most hunter stuff. She wears... Yes, cosmetics is how I've done my hunter. And actually Skirm Camp is how I've done most of my hunter stuff. Welcome back, Nelnardis. So yes, you might want to pick some of these up for stats. Let me go back to hunter here, because they have set bonuses. So if you're level... Depends what level you are, but level 36 here, you see you got extra bonuses for your... I've had the bigger dressing room for ages, Terry Ed, when I need it. It's the only way I can work out whether I'm going to buy something or not. So yeah, have a... Basically, Menoras, look at your stats, but don't just look at it on an item-by-item basis. See if you get a bonus that's worth trading for once you get, say, 2 items equipped here, where you gain extra agility and vitality. So it's... just look at the stats, with your focus being agility and vitality. Morgoth there! Hi, I spotted you in Discord, so thank you. What staff is it? Good question. It is one I picked up from a quest at some point. So it's called Staff of Keria. It's just I'm using it cosmetically. It's not the one I'm carrying. No. Although I need to upgrade my staff. I'm on a level 30 staff here. Although it's a teal staff. I think there are other ones that look like this staff. There are many staffs that look like this, or staves. But this one is mine. It was either a quest drop or mob drop, and I can't remember. I keep my eye out on when playing other characters to think, oh, will this look good on this character? So this robe was a gear drop in Angmar on my hunter, and I thought, oh, does this die very well? Oh, it dies completely. It'll work for my lore master. So it's just keeping aware when you're picking up stuff that you not just trying to gear the current character that you're playing. Moderate Peril, my primary alt is a lore master. It's fun, at times challenging class to play. I just hate the way most of the gear makes me look like Ming the Merciless or an extra from a 70s glam rock band. And that's why I use wardrobe. So that's a boom staff then. Oh my life, I'm trying my hardest to work out what you're trying to say. My brain is turning off. Loremaster is quite challenging in some places to play. It's trying to combat the squishiness that I find the hardest. So I do have physical mitigations going on in here, but yeah, I'm okay until I get swamped by mobs. Right, I want to turn in some tasks before I forget to do that. Preview all of the things. Yes, absolutely. But what I do struggle with gearing, outfit-wise, are hobbits. I really struggle to find, particularly male hobbits, outfits that look good on hobbits. That's why I kept the same outfit for absolutely ages on Mirlas. Right, what have I got task item-wise? I have heavy sword sheaths. Yes. Anything sat in here? There's over 10. Soft skins? Yep, let's pick those up then. Leathery furs? Yes. Let's loot those. Not sure whether I've got any of these other ones sat in here. Who do we turn tasks in at? Oh, this guy here. Fab. You just had the weirdest dream. Were you listening to me streaming while you were dreaming? Because that could be really weird.
Greetings.
Male hobbits have that cute pudgy belly, but such ugly feet.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, and the only place I can justify wearing shoes as a hobbit is Farachel because of the how flipping freezing it is. What else have we got? Task. I haven't had a chance to. On other characters now, I've got a separate bag for task items, but I've not been organised enough. I've just been trying not to die since my UI was reset. And more broken short bows. Yes, I can't remember if this character has 5 or 6 tasks.
What can I do for you? Greetings.
Male hobbits do have that pudgy belly, and I think that's what makes it hard for me, well, hobbits, to know how to gear them, appearance-wise. I am going to very quickly create my extra bag for task items so that I remember next time what is available and I don't just sell all the things as is my habit. Oh, not fine furs, leathery furs was in that list. That's a sapphire. Anything else that's worth holding on to? Soft skins was in that list. Great. Okay. Speaking of outfitting hobbits, though, I have a new hobbit burglar who needs a proper makeover. I have yet to play burglar. It's a class I haven't played. I think I've seen a Kinney in...
What can I do for you?
Certainly the makeshift ranger's hood, if not the official ranger's hood, because if you're gonna strike from the shadows, you may as well, you know, be dressed accordingly. Hello. Hi, NJ. NJ, you might want to pick a book that's more for your age.
It's just not. Just no. I mean, it is funny, but I don't think you'd get it.
No, the 39 Steps is very funny, but it's not really age appropriate. No, Morgog Theory, you can't dye staves. No. At least not as far as I know. That's why you're always looking for new. That's why I'm always looking for new skins for them. Hope you're reading them The Hobbit at night. I'm not sure. I mean, my daughter has quite a high concentration span, but I think The Hobbit might be slightly beyond her at the moment. I'm reading Lord of the Rings still at the moment. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to turn in. I want to turn in the current Twilight Estates.
Greetings.
What are you doing, NJ?
She really wants to read the 39 Steps. You okay?
You right?
Did it attack you?
Go gently.
Right, put that back. Shall we go and bounce on your trampoline?
No, put the book back on the shelf, please. No, and
Seriously, she wants the 39 Steps.
okay, she's run away with one of our books. Anyway, back to the Twilight Estates. She's throwing books at the cat. This is the child that won't sleep. She's throwing books at the cat, and it's her that makes the mewing sound. Can we have the Twiglet Estates? Anybody who might have seen the sitcom... Come on, Martin, what's it called? Spaced. One of the main characters gets has anger problems with eating Twiglets. Yes, Menorah, she's very determined. Oh, this answers the question about the 4 set items. So here's the Shoes of Long Memory. They have different names, obviously, for different classes. But this is the 4th item that you can't get from the Barter Vendor we were looking at. So Menorahs, if you do the Twilight Estates quest line, you'll get the 4th set item here, if you need it. Which I don't. I need to craft myself some new armour, but just for your information. Oh no, I haven't seen that. The humour of Spaced is an acquired taste, I think. That wasn't meant to be a rhyming couplet, but it is now. Yeah, the estates within the Twilight Fields are now within our control. There is still some work to do at Thamornan, but I believe we can now handle the situation that remains. You have done great work for us. Oh, hi, Moderate Peril. Thanks for following. I say hi. You've been in the room for a while. What I mean is thanks for following. It's getting quite late in my stream, and I can tell I'm getting tired. You have done great work for us. Perhaps one day my blade will join with yours. Yes, I have a blade. And and we will stand before our enemies together. You do not have enough room for that. No, because I've just looted everything. I need to get rid of loot, and then I should come back for that. Poor FJ's brain. Yeah, I think I've let slip my name before. Lieber, it's fine. I don't mind my first name getting out, really. What I have let slip in previous streams is NJ's first name, and that I'm trying my hardest to avoid. I don't think I need any of that. Yeah, my name is not so much of an issue. I'm just trying to make sure that my daughter doesn't have much of a digital footprint until she's old enough to decide that she wants to do it herself. That and, you know, child protection in the world of the internet and all that. So... Oh, I will be posting the final gifts for the LOTRO family first birthday. Oh, it's okay, Menorahs. I didn't let it slip in this stream. I've let it slip in previous streams. If you wish to watch them all back, that's your call.
What can I do for you? Would you do something for me?
Oh, that... I wonder if I can filter that thing. Maybe not right now. That tune that has been played at the campfire gets in my head and stops me from thinking. Can I turn my back on it? There. Right. The estates are back in order, and while there is still much to do within them, there is work that we can handle ourselves over time. The Twilight Fields are not yet safe, however. There still remains Ostherin. Toragathir is charged with watching over the ruined fortress, and while he has been able to do some work to prevent the problems there from growing, he has not had the time nor support to solve them. Follow the road east towards the North Downs. You'll find Toragathir on a small hill north of the road above the ruins of Ostherin. So we will do that, because I don't really want to start Till Ruinen with just over half an hour of the stream left to go. But I will want to come and pick that quest up at some point, because we want to go and do Till Ruinen. There's a great riddle quest line there. Right, okay. Maybe that's the point. The ranger's trying to subconsciously manipulate friend and foe alike. You want to... It's the nearest you get to Jedi mind tricks in Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Oh, someone has a Garnath wormling pet. That's cute for the right people. And I've not seen a male pull off that robe before. That works kind of well. What class is he? Oh, a warden. Interesting look for a warden, but I'm still learning it. I only caught NJ's name because he's used it on other podcasts. Yes. I used it on one other podcast because I've not. Oh, I actually still owe him an audio of something. My brain can't process everything, and I've managed to drop a few things recently, sort of in real life. This is real life. Yeah. But my brain is still recovering, I think, from the number of ways I've been trying to slow my life down a little bit and not put pressure on myself. So it's just taking time. Okay, so we're going to go out towards the North Downs. Well, minstrel music kills. Yes, it does. Even when played well. Even when it's not a pibgorn or a bagpipe. I need to not neglect my... I've got 11 characters on this server for my sins, but I've ended up leaving my minstrel up towards Haragmar in the Lonelands. It's an area that I hate every time I come across it. I think I'll move her once I've written the chapter where my main character in my fanfiction for LOTRO encounters her. I've got it going on in my head. My fanfiction's coming together for my Lord of the Rings stuff, but I keep getting chapters that are not the immediate ones. So I've already written 2 chapters times 1. I've got one in mind for 4 or 5 chapters later, and I've got one right at the end of the journey, but I haven't always got the interlinking bits. It's just really, I can't get my head around why my brain won't do everything in chronological order. Hi, Flea Taxi. Now the reason you might be confused is last year it was Wednesday, and there's a reason it's now Thursday. So it's Thursday because originally in Feb... Oh, Lieber, don't confuse people. Originally in Feb I was going to attempt to do 3 streams a week, but because of my pain and various other things, I didn't manage my 2 streams a week in January, so effectively I've pushed back the plan to attempt 3 until March. If I consistently provide 2 and provide service for 2 streams during Feb. So again, just try to be sensible. Well, Mel, if it's wishful thinking, there's a simple solution to that. Go live in New Zealand. Of course, by the time you've travelled there, you may as well have stayed where you are, and then it would be Friday, pretty much. Yeah, it's hard to tell what the gold is in this part of the map, because you've got the doom and gloom clouds, which I really wish I could turn off, because sometimes the change in light is not good for my eyes, but coping with it at the moment. I totally forgot that yesterday being Wednesday I was supposed to not really tweet out screenshots, but I got really excited playing Dragon Age Origins. Wednesday is supposed to be like a half weekend day for me because I don't have a full weekend. I have Sunday off, but I provide 6 days worth of service on LOTRO Family, and I keep forgetting that Wednesday is supposed to be my half day. I need to remember that. Cool, so here's Toragathir. It's Friday for you and everyone else confuses me. I'm normal, it's everyone else that's the problem.
What do you need?
So after dealing... oh, this is the really grumpy guy, isn't it? So after dealing with every other problem they could find first, they finally send help to me. Better late than never, I suppose. Oh, what a ray of sunshine. Do any of these look any good? No, probably not. Origins is so good. Start again with a mage. I've done the mage intro because I wanted to create a different looking character, but I have managed to resist playing any further than the intro so far. So, Scholar's Robe? Yeah, none of these are going to be better than what I'm currently wearing. Where on earth did I get a Cloak of the Serpent's Horde? Class quest? Maybe? What does that even look like? No, it's just bog standard, boring capes as they are at this stage. The intro is really, really good on the mage in Dragon Age, actually. Yeah, I would have to agree. Right, let's assume they all look boring and awful, pretty much. The Dunedain Runner. Yes. Which probably means they're about the same. Dunedain Fighter's Cloak. I really wish they'd put a bit more effort into the design of things here, but hey. So many games, not enough time to play. That's why I only end up playing Dragon Age once or twice a month. I've got so much going on, especially in LOTRO at the moment, from a content perspective, and I'm starting to put together some more stuff for the Old Republic as well. That they keep me busy. That and trying to actually, you know, do my streams in the week has been a challenge. There should be a video game day where everyone takes a day off work to play video games. Apart from any real life commitments, that's my Sunday. There's a lot you actually learn in video games, which I'm actually starting to think it could make a blog post at some point. You know, you learn that when you do a job, you should get paid for it. When you come across other people, you need to help them and be part of the community to become accepted. You have to serve a community to be accepted by it. Everywhere you go, you're not the centre of attention. Even in a LOTRO, you know, your character is a player in a bigger picture, but it's the other characters that are stronger, more important. You are vital and you are important, but the world doesn't revolve around you. You know that when you break your equipment or you tear your clothes, that it's actually cheaper to repair them than replace them. You know, things like that. There's a lot of sort of life lessons, if you think about it, that are sort of hidden in the context of a game. What is MOBA as a game, Lieber? I've taken a week off before on the launch of a few games. Oh, I can't really. I have one more MMO that I'm thinking of trying just purely for exploration purposes. But I got Dragon Age because it was like £5 in the Black Friday sale. So I bought it several weeks before I ended up starting playing it. Right, okay. Let's pick up the island in the lake, because then this will remind us next
Stay a
time
moment.
to go to Tul Ruinen. I'm not going to read that because we're not going to do that today. Let's deal with
Would you
Ostherren.
do something for me?
Multiplayer online battle arena. Now that sounds like the exact kind of game I wouldn't want to play. That's like PvP and the Old Republic. Also teaches resource management. You can master some things but not all. Yes. That, and if your bags are full, you need to unpack things. Oh, dearie me. Right. Ostherren is an ancient fortress, made to watch the pass between the North Downs and Evendim. She was to answer the call of Fornost and support all of it, and support it if the need ever came. Ah, this is the story as to why they're Oathbreakers, which is where this is where first place I learned it. The need and the call did come, but support did not. Ostherren abandoned Fornost. For that, all who served within were cursed, branded as Oathbreakers, and left to stand their posts until they redeemed themselves. The time for redemption has come, and we are going to deliver it. I have devised a couple of plans for doing this, but I do not know if any of them will succeed, so I'm going to send you to your doom instead of myself. But I believe they are all worth trying. Games with unlimited inventory. I would probably die. If I had that, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know where anything was. I have to use, well, either Titan bar here to show me what everyone has, or I use Kiki Inventory, Kiki, to search. Else I would never ever remember who had what. That's why I have to, you know, so many 10% run speeds, hope tokens, but at least I can find stuff then. Look after yourself, Moderate Peril. Thanks for stopping by. Unfortunately, if I say that, I feel like I'm doing the quote from Anchorman. Thanks for stopping by. Right, payment of an ancient debt.
Might I take a moment?
When Fornost sent forth the call, Ostherin did not answer. She remained dormant, allowing the fortress of the North Downs to fall into the enemy. That decision rested solely with its commander. He has paid dearly for his decision that day. His spirit stands before the doorway into Ostherin, ever watchful of all around. He has never been allowed to stop or rest. The more I watch him, the more I pity him, punished for eternity for a decision made in a moment ages ago. I feel he has paid his due and wish to end his penance. For this to be done, I believe that he must share in the fate that Fornost suffered on that dire day. He must taste the pain of defeat himself.
Would you do something for me?
My throat's starting to get quite dry, so that's just a we'll defeat more tomb robbers at Ostherin. Writs of Honour I think I want to read though. All of the soldiers who served within Ostherin signed documents that swore their allegiance and service to the North Kingdom. To truly honour that, they would have gone to defend Fornost when it was besieged. Most of the soldiers of Ostherin were cursed, due to nothing of their own doing. It is a difficult position to be in as a soldier. Do you follow the orders of your commander, even when you know they are wrong? Can you blame a soldier for doing so? They still carry those writs of honour after all these years. Gather them from the spirits and return them to me. Perhaps I can find a way to consider them honoured and release them from this torment. So it's quite nice to know why they're called Oathbreakers. Although I don't understand how spirits hold on to writs of honour, which would obviously be in paper, but small questions really. Smell defeat. He's asking your character to feed the guy in socks. Smell defeat. Smell defeat now. Smell them. Smell them now. Oh, I never get that ability right. That's why I very rarely use it, but I'm pretty sure there's a deed I need to do. I somehow didn't get the AoE of that right. Never mind. Right, so we do need to defeat, was it 12 tomb robbers at this one? Unfortunately, that will only have context for people who play the Old Republic, and I don't think I've got that slide on. No, I haven't got that slide in my LOTRO setup for streaming, so I can't even quickly flick that one over like I did during the Old Republic stream. But if you remind me on Saturday, we could. So, we need to go further in for the shades, but we do need to... toast. We are on 20 to 10. Is NJ having supper?
Is. I'm only asking the time because she really needs a nappy change, but as soon as I do it, she's going to scream the house down. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to wait until you're done.
I will attempt to finish on time then.
Yeah, there's no real hurry.
Are you sure? Okay. I have no idea, Minora's, where that came about. It was something to do with it was something someone was eating, I think, during a stream. And I think it was like, no, I'm not eating Master August, I'm eating chicken. And then it sort of came to be, no, Master August is not a chicken, and it went all downhill from there. Something like that, Mel. Yeah, no, I'm not eating Master August, I think. You mean I've got to wake up really early on Sunday morning? I am... or go to bed very, very late. My Saturday streams happen more regularly because they're in the afternoon, and I haven't yet decided whether to try and take a risk at doing a weekday afternoon one and see if I get some of the same people or new people by doing an afternoon one. Yes, my Saturday afternoon ones are always 2 PM till 5 PM or thereabouts. So I think that is ridiculous o'clock for you, like 3 AM. So unless you could have an early night, I suppose that might do it. Maybe. I wish I could go to afternoon streams, work during the week, and that's my problem because I don't know audiences. I know, is Nalnada still in the room? Nalnada did a 10 AM one on what would be a working day for everyone else and got loads of people to it, so it really confuses me because I'm, on the one hand, I don't want to have an empty stream. Even if I only had 2 or 3 people there, it's, you know, it's worth doing, and you know people are gonna hopefully be there to enjoy it. But on the other hand, it's a risk because I'm in the UK, and therefore I don't know if I could end up with an empty room. Tricky. That's 3 AM to 6 AM. Not a morning person. I'm not a morning person either. That's why I'll never do a morning stream. It's not. I'm not a morning person anyway, but my morning pain is usually horrifically bad. So I can sometimes force myself to do housework because I don't really need much of a brain to do housework. But I couldn't do anything like streaming because it's too much interaction. Collectorates of Honor. Where's the named shade we need? Somewhere... Is it him? Oathbreaker Commander. Assuming it's a him. That's a bit sexist. Could be a her. Although my reading of Lord of the Rings so far indicates to me that there's more male characters in leadership. Right, that's the Oathbreaker Commander. Sigmob, yeah, you got there first. So I don't know, is Nonlada still in the room? If you are, I'm just totally curious how you decided to go for a morning stream. Was it just an experiment? Well, we still need to defeat some more shades. Trying to find them. You'd think that'd be easy in the dark, wouldn't you? I still need to... Well, I've killed the right number of shades, but I still need 5 writs of honor. 5 writs of honor, which I need shades for. Oh, they're not all in this building. Some are out in the fields, although they are a pain to find in the fields. At least these 2 robbers were accidentally killing... Well, they're killing them on purpose, but unintentionally killing them then, let's say. That's not the aim of the game. Count towards the Slayer deed. Still got 120 of those or so to go. Might actually manage that on stream, but not by farming it. Why can't I see any more shades? There must be some around here. I wonder whether taking out the commander just got rid of some of the other shades. I've not noticed that before, if that's true. Yeah, you see, okay, so we've got people in the room from New Zealand through to California. And that's why I'm just curious, and I was thinking maybe the Monday stream... Ah, there's a shade. Would be the other day. The reason I moved my Wednesday to Thursday was to allow me the possibility of trialing a 3rd stream while still having gaps between streams. and Monday would be the day. So I would have to try and do like an afternoon or something. Evenings can get a little bit fractious with NJ's sleep, or lack of sleep, more accurately. I think I've got to try and run with a random stream in March and just say, well, if I'm streaming on my own for 2 or 3 hours, does it really matter? No, not really. Excuse me. So I'd do a class where people haven't got a history of following. So I wouldn't do this one, for example. So I don't know. I don't know how to quite try a new thing. Thinking out loud. Right. I still need 4 writs of honor. We're not going to quite level up today, are we? I've been using some of my perks while I've still got this gift of VIP, which helps with the extra bonus XP. I should have used that really before I started. You ought to try what works best for you, and we will try to make it if we can. Yeah, I agree, but equally I know that weekdays are unlikely to work. But then if I got a different audience to the stream, you people might be willing, for example, to watch it on YouTube, which, given that YouTube have just made it impossible for me to earn money until I get to 4,000 hours of view time and 1,000 followers, would still actually be appreciated. I'm up. I think I'm nearly hit 150 followers on YouTube, if I'm not quite actually managed it, and I think I'm at about 800 hours of view time over the last 12 months. So I've got a long way to go. Yeah, Menoras, that really means a lot actually. Because I'm a yes, Mel. I dug it up, but you called it. I'll call this one then Goldor. The Elf of Goldor. Writs of Honor. Yes, we've now got 10 of the things. Right. There isn't a shade. Well, it's not Slayer Deed, as someone corrected me in the North Downs, because most shades are temporarily defeated. Don't know how that works with Oathbreakers. Yes, so if you did miss the stream, it would be great if people could watch things on YouTube. In fact, actually, generally speaking, if people could watch stuff on YouTube, even if you just hit play all or something while multitasking, that would help a lot, because it helps my videos to rank more, and it gets me closer to an impossible mark. I mean, thankfully, since YouTube made that remark... oh, is that a dye? Indigo plant. Yes, please. I'm going indigo plant. I ended up with a few extra patrons, which more than made up for what I'll lose out of YouTube. But yeah, obviously with me trying to eventually, provide for my family and all that malarkey, then it'd be great to, get the ability to earn money through YouTube back again. But I want to focus on content right now, hence the Warden series in LOTRO being focused on. Okay, mate, gonna help you with the hours I watch. Oh, bless you, Flea Taxi, thank you. We just need cultivation odium nowhere. YouTube seems to be a pain when you're trying to earn from them. They were a pain anyway, because they set YouTube of you know how much you have technically earned, but they don't pay you until you hit $100, which I haven't. So if I don't hit $100 by the 20th of February, they don't have to pay me any of that money. So it's one of those. I knew it was a long-term strategy, and I see it as part of my mix of things that I do. I mean, I don't exactly get loads from any form of advertising. About £15, £15 to £20 a month from 2 blogs that hit 20,000 views. It's that kind of scale we're talking. So I'm just going to focus on content, and hopefully people enjoy videos and things that I do and provide feedback. And I've just got to grow it, but not pressurize myself to do so. Cool, let's turn these quests in, and then I'll catch up on chat again.
Greetings.
Payment of an ancient debt. So I think this was the commander. Yes, I sensed the commander leave this place not long ago. I believe he has finally found peace after all these long years. I thank you for delivering it to him. Oh, we're nearly up to ally with the Wardens of Illuminus.
What do you need?
For being as old as they are, the spirits have kept these writs in amazing shape, and I still don't understand how they hold paper, but yeah, I can read every letter of the contract, now to see if I can find a way to honour them. And unfulfilled duty.
What can I do?
Good. With those robbers out of the ruins, we shall see the spirits calm. What does this now trigger? Osterin? Have we finished Osterin
What can I
then?
do for you?
It will take a few days for everything at Osterin to settle down. When things of this power and nature are stirred, they do not immediately calm. I will watch the progress and report back if we were successful. Thank you, Free Taxi. And Menora's also. Yeah, I've uploaded episode 3 of the Warden series today, and episode 4 should go up tomorrow when I finally piece it together. Oh, and Lieber, to pick up on your point, if you come to a stream, if you visit my blog occasionally, if you watch YouTube, even if you carry on tweeting with me, which you do, then all these things help as part of the bigger picture. So it is a way of helping financially without donating financially, if you see what I mean. So just simply engaging with stuff that I do is massively appreciated and needed, and I will just attempt to keep the quality of what I'm doing as high as I can within the bounds of not making my pain worse. So yeah.
Would you do something?
Halls
for
of
me?
Twilight. Right, let's finish this up, and then this will be a fairly logical point to stop the stream, because then we'll go off to Till Ruina next time, I think. You should return to Tinnudir and speak with Orchelway. He will be pleased to hear about our progress here in Osterin. If I'm correct, with the issues here resolved, the Twilight Fields are silent for the first night in a very long time. And I'm still filled my bags. Right, okay. So, I'm also going to... Orchelway. The way of the orcs. If I... Calenglad? Why did that go under the North Downs? Let's pop that back in. Yes, and we'll try and... That'll just remind me to pick up the Tilruinen quest next time. Right, sorry for the silence. I'm trying to get my brain to work in the last fleeting minutes. Dang it, okay. I know, Lieber, but as I said to someone recently, I don't want people to support me at the expense of them, of their own finances. And watching stuff on YouTube, for example, coming along to streams, isn't a donation as such, but it helps with the underlying stats, which I try not to obsess over. That will eventually help me to earn. So I know, for example, I think the reason I don't really have subs here on Twitch is I'm not streaming often enough. That's something people can't help me with. That's just got to happen when I feel up to doing that. Watching stuff on YouTube will help me to hit the bounds at which I will be able to earn through advertising on Twitch, for example. Reading and sharing blog posts, if I can produce a post that adds another 1,000 visitors, for example, every month that hits that is £1, roughly speaking, to my family. So sharing blog posts that are relevant with people who you think might be interested is not donating directly, but it does help contribute. So it is actually very directly influenced. It very directly influences our family's financial position. So you might not think, I'm not donating actual money, it's not actually helping. It's not true. If you're here in a stream, you're helping. If you've read one of my posts, As I had a very scary experience in the Old Republic when I was logged in as Talitha, and I had someone say, "By the way, are you a bloke that runs this blog?" Yes. Why? Like, oh, thanks, no, it was really useful. And somebody else tipped in and said, "I've also got that open." This is just strange. I mean, I know my stats say that I have quite a lot of people that go onto my blog periodically. But it's one thing to have objective numbers than people to say, "Yeah, by the way, I'm there too." Yeah, bit weird. Right, let's speak to poor Orkelway, who is being ribbed mercilessly by Mel. And then we will sign off. I know, Lieber, and I know your heart in that, and that I appreciate. Right. Calenglad, this was the other one, the island on the lake. Let me just quickly...
What do you need?
The tomb robbers that plague Evendim must be forced. I cannot spare any men for the fields of Fornost unless the situation becomes more grave. I thought this one led to Tilruinen, but maybe it doesn't.
Greetings.
No. Right, we'll pick that up. You get with a load of quests here, where they say, "Oh, now you've arrived at Tinnudir, you need to go to go off and see the elves in Rivendell. Go off here and meet the people in Esteldin." And you're like, this is not helping me with the Evendim stuff. Right, so speak awkward. This is the voice of experience talking. Right, Orkelway. Halls of Twilight, yay. Ostherren is silent and the fields are peaceful. This is a great day, and one that will be celebrated were there not so much more to do. A Numinas, the Way of Kings, the Eve Spire, all are in need of aid. Our inaction here for so long has left a great deal to do. First, however, we must look north and Ostferod. There we go, and we hit that point by becoming allied to the Wardens. Fab. I haven't talked with that fellow yet, now I dread it. You are welcome. Moments of dread provided by FJ. Right, you've been awarded 15 LOTRO points. Ooh. There we go. So, we can either do Osferod or Tilruinen, so I will not pick stuff up here, but this is my third day session where I ended up with it raining. Right, so I think as it's 2 minutes to 10, that was like a good point to call it. Thanks so much for people popping in. I'm not sure I said thank you to Carissa for following because you weren't in the room at the time when it told me you were following, so if you can still hear me, thanks for following, Carissa, and hopefully see you on another stream. We are at 3 hours. Apparently NJ's nappy needs changing and she screams like crazy when that happens, so I should probably go. That's really great. Thanks, Netlardis. I thought today was a bit of a random one. I've been in a bit of strange mood because I was tired. But yes, have fun, everyone. I will be back on Saturday for Smuggler Saturday. We will finally hit Corellia and attempt to finish it. And finish the Smuggler storyline if we can manage it. But until then, look after yourselves, and hopefully I'll get to see some of you very soon. Take care, friends. Thank you.